In the past, I've developed work that helps understand where exactly would I like to be in the future, especially understanding I'm looking more into the landscape and architectural idea around photography, especially within the relations to looking further into education and psychological thinking that can be applied. As in photographs that I've taken, and I've become to understand more and look more into the mathematical equations, geographical mapping, and occupational titles, and how they play within society and the landscape that we endure. As walking through, we become so familiar of the area around us that we tend to lose the little things that are here. And I'm really looking to showing that in my photography, showing all the little nuances and the things that we capture but miss on a day-to-day basis. As looking into landscape photography in association with certain ideas of architecture, nature, and street, I've really come to understand the fact that with my photography, essentially, I've really looked into the idea of using education as a substructure, especially within the ideas around mathematics and geological understandings. I've used the idea of coordinates in past work, and I've also used the idea of math equations in relation to Pythagorean theorem in past work. And I've really found the excitement in understanding that there's so much out there that can be used with this type of stuff, this type of understanding certain math equations that we can find on a day-to-day basis, especially with understanding geological coordinates, understanding that where we are, we each possess our own coordinate. And as this year goes by, I'd kind of like to depict more and more of that, try to understand a lot more behind the scenes of architecture, behind the scenes of nature, and really bring forth that understanding. As doing so, using these two subsections of education in particular, I really want to understand how can I use other forms and other understandings of these two sections within more photography. So using this direction, within math, I could use the idea of surface area, the idea around area, perimeter, volume. Other equations also like that don't deal with architecture or structural understandings. You could use Pascal's triangle. As well as in understanding geography, we can really come out with the ideas of areas and location, ideas of nature within the idea, our subsection, as you could say, of forestation, the idea of leaves and how our habitats are made, and really understand the idea of living and the idea of population growth. Now, using these said formulas, I guess you could say, and taking these and really using photography as a medium to express and to help understand about these ideas is what I kind of want to take on this year. I want to take on the idea of helping our population, our society understand more about how on a day-to-day basis we actually do use the stuff we learn in school and really move forward in my photography with that. As my route in photography has been emerging and still it's on its way of developing much further, I've been looking into the few artists that I find I look over repeatedly and still have a great fascination within them. not just aesthetically, but also conceptually. As Nikki Granzino, Mark Dorff, and Andrew Moyer continue to create their photographs using this conceptual ideology of math and geography in relation to the landscape, they not only hold an aesthetic pleasing, but also a level of intellectual type of ideas around their photographs, which I find is very pleasing, not only to me, but also other viewers. Now, as these photographers and artists, you may say, have influenced my work in the past, I find they're continuing to influence my work not only in the past, but now, and probably most likely in the future as well.